Are we clear?
We're clear. Are we clear? Is everybody clear?
I don't know. It's blurry, but
It's going to be okay. It'll get there.
okay.
You know,
As long as y'all think it's okay and we think it's okay, you can never go wrong with one of Sean's button-down polo shirts.
look, see?
Oh, sweetheart.
It's rolling.
And so if I have run out of options, after I've run out of options, I can just throw the tank on and a Ralph Lauren button down.
I got a question, though.
You got a question?
How many people... Well, okay, let's wait a few. I'll ask the question.
Is it going to be something inquiring minds want to know? Hello,
No,
Karen.
probably. No, not really.
No. Sean has his post office hat on. Which is cool. I'm seeing the drop downs of new friends that I have. Hey, Lindsay. Of what they're responding on Twitter. Kind of cool when it's a new crowd.
New crowd coming in.
Yes.
That's what happens when gangsters mess with you. Oops. Okay, let's move on.
You know that song, I used to think it was, You Know You're a Hoe, but Sean says it's, You Know I'm a Hoe.
I'm a hoe. We know I'm a hoe. I rock 3 different freaks after every show. She's like, okay, so when I'm not listening to Hair Nation on satellite radio, it's channel 43, which is 80s hip hop. It's LL Cool J's like hip hop party. And
they talk dirty on that station.
And I think that while Mandi thinks it's kind of cool that I know all the hair metal songs, she's a little bit appalled that I know all the hip hop songs.
There's not a song he doesn't know. Someone had played something on their live stream the other day. Oh, Maria Demo. For those of you who don't know, her husband passed away. And this was one of her typical streams where she comes on in Freddy Krueger clothes, but she very quickly took it off. And so that she could show, just being normal, rest in peace. And I said, Sean, do you recognize this song? And at first he was like, I don't. He goes, oh yeah. What was it? Standing at the Edge or something like that?
The Edge of a Broken Heart.
There you go.
Yeah, it was a heavy metal. It was like an old heavy metal song.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yep, Edge of a Broken Heart by Vixen was the name of the band.
Maria Demo knows a lot of music too.
She's in her 50s, right?
Yeah, but she must be pretty much a good music aficionado because...
I'm telling you what, 2 times, very rarely would I watch a stream, because we watch it and for whatever. When Maria Demo's husband walked out, left her, you could see the pain that she was going through. And I was like, oh my God. So when you told me that this dude passed away, it was like, yeah, that sucks. Because she's a YouTuber, but you could tell that, she was a person that people would clown,
And you could kind of tell she was a nice person. People would go by her house when Corona first started and would leave gloves and masks, probably to help her out, but I don't know that. She just thought they were users. She's like, you're going to catch Kenora.
Yeah, Kenora. The Kenora virus.
That's what she said. So it was but anyway, got a soft spot for her.
Yeah. That sucked. When I remember the first stream she did when she was just like, well, my husband left me. And it was like...
For a hater.
For a hater. That's right. And I was like, dude. And then it wasn't fake. It was real. I was like, that sucks, man.
Yeah. Nobody ever, no matter what it is, want to be left. It's no longer...
Well, unless you leave.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the person, like people have said, the person that's getting left is...
I would say especially, if you get left in the house. If you left me here with everything in it, it would be even more devastating that if I had to, get in my Mustang and drive off or something like that. But you know what I mean?
No, yeah, that makes total sense. We're so bad that the temporary tags had been on their car, and I went and got the tags from the what do y'all call it here? The tag
DMV,
office.
yeah,
Okay.
the DMV.
And so we got his plates. He's got disabled veterans plates, but apparently we were supposed to take the ones off the truck.
They kept them though.
Yeah, they kept them. But they said no.
Okay, go ahead.
They said for future reference, those are your tags. We change it in the system.
So I could that
Yeah,
tag
but
number is always mine.
it
It
would be
follows me
always
wherever.
yours. Yeah.
See how I'm special? You can probably find that out about me in the Freedom of Information Act or something.
Yeah, Freedom of Information Act, so you can get the report of the investigation that didn't happen.
Find all the draggable information
And
about me. And it's like for about the 19th
But
time.
the Freedom of Information Act I understand what it is, but the post office would have to be open to it.
Open to what though?
Like,
there's nothing to be open to.
right, but if it was like it went to the postmaster, what the Freedom of Information Act, if it went to Shaker, and let's say that Shaker he said it was nothing, investigation closed, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Freedom of Information Act would have to go to him.
I don't think it does. I don't know
Who would
where
it
it
go
goes.
to?
There's got to be a trove of.
Well, if you get one, can we have a copy of it?
Yeah, I'd like to know. I mean, I know people have used the Freedom of Information Act to try to verify whether or not I have a police record because of all the stuff in it, and I don't. They said we drew the Freedom of Information Act on Sean Patrick
And
Curley.
it's a form, right?
I don't know what's in it, but the people that were looking for dirt on me did that, and there's none.
And we all did it.
Yeah, I mean, I
We
never
all
did.
did it. When I bought the membership, the first membership, when me and old girl were looking people up, and I'm trying to remember who it was. It wouldn't have been the Beast because
You're complicit.
she was anyway. I thought while we're paying for it, let's do Sean.
And what'd you find?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I found that there is a Sean Curley that has blonde hair that everybody has thought is your son, and he's even in
Really?
North Carolina. Or
Right.
whatever.
No, there was this big ginger.
Yeah, that might have been him.
He's a big dude. He was on Camp Lejeune. He was a Marine. He lives in Massachusetts now. He moved back up there. The dude was like, "Are you Sean Curley?" You know, and this was back in like 2017. Is like, yeah. And he goes, "What is?" And I said, "Dude, bro, sorry." And he was like, "Okay."
You're like,
he's like,
it's
because people were
it's a
starting.
whole mess. It's
I
a
was
whole
like, I'm
freaking
sorry,
mess.
dude. He's
Yeah.
like, "Okay," and I was like, "All right." And that was the end of it. It wasn't a long conversation, but it was kind of like, yeah, they're probably typing in Sean Curley, North Carolina, or something like that. And I mean, it's the same Seankirley. It's the same first and last name, and he was probably about 4 miles away from where I was living.
But he
in a
wasn't
barracks.
a junior.
About twice my. Well, he's about my height and a big redheaded dude. I mean, humongous
How
dude.
funny.
You know,
I would have done, well, I will do, depending if the gods are graceful. I'd like to do Sean Patrick Curley, but I wouldn't do junior. It would be the second, but I can't.
No, my grandson.
That's his grandson.
But so, and here's the thing: the people that looked
That's
on
okay.
Facebook, there's either 3 or 4 Sean Curleys, spelled Seankirley. Y'all can look it up right now on Facebook. Every single one of us is in the military.
Really? So y'all are a bunch of upstanding last name Curley people.
3 of us were in the Army, and 1 in the Marines.
Hey,
Yeah.
DC. It's been popping off today.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I mean?
see, okay, unlike yesterday,
Oh.
where Mandy's like, this is what's going to happen, and, catch up on the way home.
Hey,
It was,
Bri.
it's the opposite today. I don't know anything.
She
that
called
happened
it,
today.
boy. She said this little new union of
Hussey and Katie.
yeah. She was like, it's never gonna last.
But
But
I
it
don't
did
think so.
in record time.
I mean,
Because when drunks have chips on their shoulder, I said this from the beginning. Drunks have chips on their shoulder. It takes one drunk to piss the other drunk off. They may not even know. They may not even know
nothing to see here.
the next
hey, nothing
morning
to
what
see
they were
here.
even arguing about. But it's that inebriated chip that relies right on your shoulder.
Yes, DC, this is Sawyer Brown. If you ever hear us talk about Sawyer Brown, this is Sawyer Brown right
This
here.
is him.
Yep.
He has his duck in his mouth.
Yep. That's his little baby duck.
Hey, Gigi, that's
He
his little
is
a little dog.
not such. I mean,
Hey,
he's
Sherry,
the only
sweetie.
dog in the house, but he takes a back seat
Jocelyn.
to 3 cats
Yeah,
and about 10 chickens.
about 10
So.
chickens. Yeah, it's always a jolly holiday. But then Eleanor also looks, there's a piece of siding bent up towards the roof, right? I'm wondering if there's not bats in there that come out at night and we
She
don't
goes to
see
every
them
corner.
come out.
Every corner of the house, over there, there, and there. She's just our calico. She's our
Right.
outdoor cat. She comes in to
Yeah.
sleep when it's cold, but she'll be trotting along and she'll stop and look up the side of the house and keep going.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody has their place. Everybody, there's certain, oh, he says, Dad, I'm here.
So come here.
Has their certain role that they play. He will fall asleep with Sean.
Oh yeah, this is Sawyer Brown.
So it rained again, but it looks like it stopped. Who knows if it's going to start tomorrow. But listen to this. Okay. So earlier today, Sawyer has a habit. He likes to go round the chickens up, and he does a really good job of it when he does it right. But today he's tried doing it. He doesn't like the younger chickens being out. He doesn't like that. So he was rounding them up to go back into their coop. Well, one took out the other direction and into the woods. And I'm like, wow, Sawyer. And then he gets
Chase it in the woods.
Then he gets finished with that and he sees someone walking down the street. So he's like, boop, goes there. And I was like, sometimes he loses his mind. But what was interesting was the little brown one, he was right in the wood line. I could see him, but I didn't walk towards him because he would turn around and run. So I picked up Red, you know Red, Tiny's old lady. And I went and sat her by,
It sits her.
you know, as close to him as I could get.
Go get it.
And she made her little or whatever. And he came out and, yeah, not quite like that. But he trotted off back to the thing.
It wasn't quite like that.
No, that's their I'm mad.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was, because last time I had to chase the same chicken, it was all over the neighborhood. I couldn't find the net to catch him. My neighbors, because you know, you were so mad when something's running from you. So you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, because you see Mandi walking all over.
And I was like, I've done nothing but take care of you and you won't. And you're running from me like I'm gonna. Hey guys, how are y'all?
She gets her feelings hurt by the pets pretty easy.
When they're like.
When we first got Tiny, when we first got the rooster, and we got him from what they tell you, if he's a full-grown chicken, right, and you're going to introduce it into the flock, you got to do it at night because they don't see at night, and they're very docile, right?
See?
So when you put a new bird in with them, they don't know till they wake up the next morning. They wake up and they're like, oh, hey, and whoa, and it's somebody new. So if you do it in the middle of the day, they might get aggressive. But anyway, the very first night I had my new rooster to take care of the hens, and I went out and I said, let me go see my new rooster. And I opened up the cage and he walked right past me and right down the street.
He ran right up there.
Right down the street. He didn't know where he was.
So he was going to tell me where he came because he was going to work. He goes, I tried to get him. Tiny ran that way and I don't know where he is. And I was like, okay, I'll get him. Which didn't really know how I was going to get him, but that was that. And then, it's kind of like some of my dates. Oh, Karen, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Karen's had a little wild side.
She does under my glasses.
Where's your glasses? Go get them. Go get your sexy glasses, girl.
No, but anyway, and then
Right,
was
that
it
just sealed that deal right there.
Was it day one when he got him, or was that the second day? Okay.
Yeah. So the very second day.
They do lay eggs, yes.
Yeah, we get about 3 a day. I mean, because we have 5 that are 5 that lay, and we've got a few more that are little, that are the offspring of these. We decided to hatch a few, and they're not quite big enough. So about 3 eggs a day. So it's a couple dozen a week, about 18 to 20 a week, and not knowing with the price of eggs right now, it saves a little bit of money.
Well, what ended up happening is our silkies, even though those aren't their offspring, they haven't, because they're 2 hens.
This is true.
Took them on, and it was funny because the first day I put the babies in there, and I was watching, and Tiny, sure enough, came in. And he started getting them and kind of, not full-on thrashing, but doing whatever.
The term pecking order comes from chickens. There's a pecking order, and the rooster or the head hen kind of sets that. It's kind of like the chickens have like a caste system, so to
Yeah.
speak.
And so finally, you know, I kept pushing him back out the door to get the babies away from him. And then I did a search on there, like, do not interfere with the rooster establishing
Yeah.
dominance.
He'll-
So what
he'll
was,
start-
so he did, because they went in and climbed right onto the top.
right into
They're
where
like,
he.
"Here
See, what
I
happens
am."
is the chickens, they go wherever they go for the day. So you put the new ones in there, and they're rummaging around the house. So the babies just got right up on the rooster's perch and was like, "Hey guys!" And no, the rooster doesn't kill them, but he lets them know that.
But what was interesting is, first of all, they all took a peck at him as they came through the door, all the hens.
They made him run the gauntlet,
Right.
you know. So
But the silkies were in their nesting box. You've seen them because they're so booty. They growl and do whatever. Well,
they're better now.
I
We'll
was
tell that
watching,
story.
and you could hear Tiny doing talking, and the silkies would answer.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, so then they got up on the roost and did everything. I think they were establishing
Mm-hmm.
that the silkies would take these on.
Yeah. So here's what I noticed.
Hey, Khaki.
When we hatched those chicks in the incubator. Those chickens outside knew that there was babies in here.
Yeah.
You could tell they knew. I don't know if they hear them or they sense them. Immediately, the two silkies. So we have the 5 grown-ups, and we have the 2 silkies, which are grown-ups, but they're just bantams. They're smaller. They immediately became broody. So they never were broody. Broody meaning sitting on eggs. So as soon as they sensed the babies were in the house, the 2 silkies took on the role. They stayed in the coop, and whenever anybody would lay eggs, they would wheel those eggs into a corner and sit on them. And I was going to leave them some. And I say, well, we'll see if they can hatch and raise some out here in the wild. When we took babies from inside and introduced them to the flock outside, I think the silkies got confused and thought those eggs hatched.
That hatched.
And those babies, even though they were, 5 weeks old, they quit laying on the eggs.
Right.
And they immediately took on the role of rearing these chicks. So
Yeah, they do. They definitely, and they'll bring them out a couple times a day. Those silkies will
Yep.
come out with them, and when they're ready, then they'll send them back into the to the coop. So it's pretty cool. We learn more all the time.
yeah, we're getting better and better at being chicken farmers.
Yes. How's the chicken that was struggling? Tiny Tim, we took him to the vet and had to have him euthanized. He just wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't eating anymore. He was laying down all the time. We thought we could anyway. So we had no
it's the
other
truth.
choice. He could not even get up. He couldn't.
Yeah.
You know how. So
He
every day,
yeah.
3 times a
tried.
day, we would go get him some food. But the only thing he could do is drag his wing. He was starting to end up laying in his own excrement instead of moving.
He quit growing.
Yeah. So anyway, all of that together, you have to make the decision, the responsible and humane decision that he wasn't going to get any better, and that had to be miserable to do that. Even though you see us set him up in his little thing and so that he could stand up, but anyways,
Yeah. It is what it is.
it does
we
break
thought
your
about
heart.
it. Yeah,
It does.
I miss him. I do
Yeah.
miss him. I miss coming home. I think I miss him more than Mandi does, and I don't mean it in any kind of different way, but I would go to work all day. Mandy's the one in here cleaning up the cage and taking care of them and this and that, and then I would come
Thank you,
home and
buddy.
I would, but he was starting to struggle. He just got to a point where he was getting sicker and getting weaker, and
I exactly. And so Sean and I had talked about it a couple days before, and I said, when it's time, do you want me to tell you, or do you want me to take him and make that? And he said, no, you can take him. And so that's what I did. So it's $25, which is interesting, I guess, because they're so little.
I think that when you bring them something like that, they're not used to that. They're not used to people.
Well, more often than you would think, because I said I have, I said I have the little hop along chick. Hey, you're gonna walk your dog.
Hey, Moxie.
He did know he was cared for, and
That's right.
I mean,
You guys saw the pictures.
We had
if
a
I'm home
whole-
on a Saturday and I'm watching the ball game, that he sat right in the crook of my arm, and he couldn't walk on his own. So I'd sit him upright in the crook of my arm, and he could kind of look around, because look around at the world and all that. Couldn't do it
Thank
on his
you.
own. So
So, and the funny thing, if there's not really anything funny about it, but if there was an irony to it, is when I took him to the, I called the vet and they said that yes, they would. And I got in there and I said, is this so weird to do this? And they were like, no.
But I don't think that as far as like pet owners go, it's not weird at all. But I don't think they get too many. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. They don't get too many month-old or 2-month-old chickens.
Nothing to see here. What is your other account? Because I thought you said hi earlier, and
She did. They did.
Yeah, maybe no. Yeah, we see you saying hello. One thing that this group of mean girls has started trying to do is, if they can't find anything else to try to push a button, they go for the pets, and that's what DC Media is going through right now with her dogs that are staying with their dad. It happened. We were learning. We had a lot of chickens that didn't make it. We've got it, under control. Other than that one, but they push for that.
And we understand, and especially if you're in the state of North Carolina, I understand that it's kind of a perfect storm, because with inflation and everything and the price of food, the price of eggs have skyrocketed. At the same time, in the Southeast, particularly in North Carolina, a little bit in Georgia, there's a bird flu that's erratic. It's just taking out whole flocks of birds. And it's tough. We got a little bit of that this summer. If you notice a sick bird,
Thank you. Have a good night, Mama Ricky.
You have to isolate the bird right away, because and birds are very social. The best way for a bird to get on with it and to get better is to just continue in the social structure. But, the other side of that is, if there's a sick bird, you have to quarantine it, or you'll get the whole flock sick.
The whole flock.
So, stuff that you learn.
Yeah, Kak said, Mandi, don't allow them to distract you from what a beautiful human they are. You are. I don't want.
Yeah, she really doesn't. And, I know that there's a lot of people.
Stitching, I just don't.
There's people that, they have to check out, or they decide they don't want to, be in conflict. The biggest thing, and not everybody can do this, because there's quite a few people that make money and their livelihood is on YouTube. There was somebody that, because last night I talked about how we're not getting rich, none of us are getting rich off of this, and then your friend, Backwoods Barbie, actually said, well, I can make a living doing it. And so I had to kind of say, what I mean is, in this drama community, we were born out of building channels off of messing with one another or doing the drama.
Yeah.
And there's a ceiling to that.
You have to be pretty nasty talking to have money made from it, because nobody wants to watch us talk about chickens.
Yeah,
well, some of you do.
We've been there. You guys have seen our other channels. You've seen Tomahawk Sean. You look at what Mandi and I were doing 2 years ago. We had numbers. People would come in. We got it. We understand how to do it. We're good with this. We're good doing this the way we do it now.
Brucellosis in cattle, the entire herd has to be put down. And then Karen said, we had a neighbor that had lost 40 of his flock, and they came in, and he has to wait for many months to start again. That's kind of what I was reading, and it happens a Tyson supplier will
and these are broilers, so it's
the
different.
broilers, it'll go through and it'll kill everything.
It'll kill everything. And that was the one thing that I was wondering about.
Yes, Stitching, you are right.
When we have a sick bird, and you heard Karen, wasn't it Karen saying that you have to wait. There might be residual from whatever they caught. And if you don't have lots of acreage like we don't, and you're putting new birds right where the old ones were. And I think we did a pretty good job. We sterilized, we sprayed it down with ammonia. We got at that, especially you, baby. Got at that coop and sterilized it pretty well, and it knocked out the
It
problem.
knocked out most of
Yeah.
it. Kaki said, I can't stand the narrative. You left that nasty hoe bag ostrich blatantly lying to grow a channel is beyond sick.
That I left who? That.
Hold on.
Oh.
I can't stand the narrative that you left that nasty hoe bag ostrich, which is Al, blatantly lying to grow a channel. Oh, that's what she's saying we did?
Oh, that it was on purpose
yeah.
or something? Oh, whatever.
Hey, Michaela, how are you,
guys,
sweetie?
you guys watched. A lot of you guys watched how it all went down. So you know.
Michaela, you better not be giving up.
Mm-mm.
You better not be giving up. You need to reach out and find resources. Do not give up. Anyways, Barry Hot says, I love the chicken talk, but being a bird owner, I understand some of what you have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
See, and then how did you like my new friend? I believe she's in recovery. Stitching, you send me the hands down the best things to watch. I love it. They're coming out of the woodwork now. There's lots more interesting people. So Michaela, wait, who are you saying gave up? Not one of your dogs.
They're saying they have to give up. She's saying that she has to give up
She
the
says,
dogs.
Mandi, please pray for me. A question. When someone gives up, do you know how long they have before they pass? Many, many years.
Yeah.
Many, many years.
Yep.
You know, just...
There's always a reason to wake up the next day.
Yeah. Don't... You know my number.
Mm-hmm.
You call me anytime that you need to. But don't give up. Yeah, so tell Skeletor to pound sand. Yeah, and then she says she is interesting. I can't figure out all the people she hates. I say everyone. What? I think this is the most triggered Al's ever been with us.
I mean, it's okay.
And why is it?
I don't know. I have always dealt with her from, going back years when she gets this way. Everybody has a cycle. I mean,
like, it's so weird.
There's really no reason for it, but it's okay. She'll tap out after a while. She'll have to take a break or whatever.
Okay, so Michaela says, I've called everywhere, even homeless shelters. They said they can't take me because they're not set up for my condition. What about skilled nursing facilities? There's some of those. They have so many rooms per facility that have to be paid for by the state. So it's kind of like a scholarship set of rooms, if you will. Every nursing home has to do it. They've got a few rooms and take it at state subsidized, so like the Social Security. They have to have, and
Like
I don't
a sliding scale or whatever.
Yeah, and so I wish that there's no way you're going to end up on the street. You just got to keep trying, and a skilled nursing place, they have to take you if you're in a condition where you can't help yourself.
Yeah, this is...
You need to find a caseworker. I know that's easier said than done, but I don't know. Would APS help?
I don't know, babe. I mean, this is... But you have Mandi's number, and...
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
And then I'm sure there's other people here in the chat that you can reach out to.
She knows I'm there for she'll.
Mm-hmm.
Karen said, she said not long ago that you guys were good with each other. That happened to be when Angela was stirring things up in the chat. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of got to the bottom of it, me and Al did, and figured out between two different statements that it was a blatant lie. Mm-hmm. And then, but we let that go because I was like, hey, you can, if you want to hang out with her, that's cool, but whatever. And then she started putting clips up of us.
Yeah.
Oh, and the goods that I said I was gonna get the goods.
She's probably gonna roll with that. Even though she does, because I don't think she likes DC.
Yes, Salvation Army.
I
Yeah.
don't think she likes DC media. But
Is
I
that?
mean,
Oh, that might have been what really pissed her off.
but you know what?
But I don't care.
So what? I mean, she's always been kind of a reporting on the drama that's always really had a hard time trying to accept when she is the drama.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
people call back, have a little bit of blowback. There's a few creators out there that are good with reviewing people and talking about people, but then when people ask questions back, all of a sudden they don't like that. And Mandi said it best. Everybody likes to be in the wants to be in the drama community until you are the drama, and then all of a sudden it's a different.
Well, without revealing too much, Angela's holier than thou stance on everybody else and what they need to do to be better and what their shortcomings are. Let me just tell you, she's got quite a few, and they're documented.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all I'm going to say.
Yep.
But how dare you judge me or Karen or anyone else when you had a whole mess on your plate?
Yeah, 2018 wasn't a really good year for you, was it, Angela? Well, they dropped that straight in our laps, but maybe we should let sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah.
That's all.
That would be the best thing to probably do. Keep an eye on him, though.
What's it called? Freedom of Information
Yeah.
Act.
Everybody uses that, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
If she's Michaela, okay, and you're right. Moxley says get checked in. There are some people that go to the hospital, and if you're unable to take care of yourself, they have to keep you there until they find a place to put you. You know what I mean? It's not. I heard one time of a lady that had no place to go. She had her son went back to England or something. She lived in this corner hospital room for a year and a half until they found a place for her. We don't let our elderly be homeless.
No.
There's too many resources.
Hey, Black Dragonfly. Black Dragonfly, what corner of the universe are you in today? Is it Mexico? Is it Canada?
Oh, I think she's. I think right now she's home though, aren't you? You look at he does that every night. Like right now, I think she's home.
Can you guys hear that? Sawyer's over there
making his
digging
nest.
a hole and looking back at me. Here he comes. He's like, let me.
She's still in Canada, BC for now. Thanks. Yeah, no, she's way more well traveled than we are, isn't she? But that's cool. I love to hear about y'all's adventures when you go places. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess it was really, really hopping in the DC today.
Was it?
Well, mainly because, I mean, those two say whatever those two say. I don't know what they say. But then you've got Katie getting pissed off at Ron, and now she's lost her Twitter. You want to know why she lost her Twitter? She posted a picture of the Johnston.
Here's the thing, though, and from what I understand from that, now she was over there on her live acting like, oh, woe is me. Like, why doesn't the world just give me another chance? You don't get to have another chance when you do stuff like that.
When you do dumb shit like that.
I mean, what?
Right? Oops, sorry. Hey, Teresa, that was him. It'll stop. No, I watched her for a few. She acted like she was gonna get down to brass tacks and talk about her condition for a second, because she was like, "Doug, you can either go inside or I'll go inside, but I need to talk to my people." Like she was going to,
like her people,
be vulnerable.
And the thing is her people. About half of those her people are in there, looking at her. If you could see the people looking at her, they look like Beavis and Butthead. They'd just be going. Watching her.
I mean, something was said. I don't know who said it. It was like Yaba said something. I don't know if this was a troll telling her the information in the chat or if it really happened. But she was like, I could see that coming from ATX. She's a horrible, disgusting person. And I was like, I'm a horrible, disgusting person because
she's telling you the truth.
Because I'm telling you the truth.
Because she's not giving you a pass.
I know you don't like being told that you're dying. But
nobody does.
Nobody wants to be told that. But the only way that you can fix it is to go check yourself in, detox safely, and start your whole brand new life.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
Start your new life. It's
If
waiting for
they
you.
can reverse the repair. I mean, if they
I
can reverse the damage.
The human body is a pretty resilient thing.
She looks awful though. When you
Yeah.
just sit there and look at her, she's wearing more wigs now and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just anyway. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but
Yeah, well, it's just you know what? I'll take being the mean, horrible person.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that. I'll take that. But you know how bad it is. You're probably throwing up blood in the morning by this time. You've got bleeding ulcers. If you want to follow it through to the bitter end, that is your right to do so. But because I talk about it here, it doesn't make me a horrible person. A lot of other things make me a horrible person. But I'm just telling you what everybody wants you to understand. You're dying.
it's the truth.
And you're going to get it, Michaela. You're going to figure it out. Let's see what else. Just take the L and move on. What's the L?
Who, Katie? Take the
No,
L?
Jocelyn, because she's way hipper than I. Just take the L and move on.
That means take the loss.
Oh, okay. See, she's too hip for me. No, but that's, yeah. It's just. Like Katie, I think that she's done some really shitty, horrible things to me, and she would say the same about her. But she's dying.
And that's what, at the end of it all, if she does leave us, that's her legacy. And that's what she'll be,
Yeah, I would suppose so. But I hope it's not like, I hope maybe she'll remember what she had for a period of time when she got sober, when she was in college. You know what I mean?
See, I didn't know her. I didn't talk to her about stuff like that, like you.
Yeah.
You may have. I do know that throughout my time on YouTube, she periodically would. Well, it doesn't matter. She looked like she was gonna not go down that way, but
exactly. I know who Drama Community OG is.
I'm not even watching that. I don't know what's going on.
No, I've already gone past that. I'm looking at. Yeah, Randy and Wendy said the same thing the other day. They're like, we usually don't talk about you, Katie, because you're dying. And
Everybody
there's
is
nothing said. Yeah.
I mean, Randy,
Daddy.
Wendy, Yaba, I guess,
Yeah,
ATX said
thank you.
it. I'm saying it. These are all these people that are been in this community and kind of been in this community for several years. It's all the same. It doesn't matter what we think about one another right now.
Yeah. No,
Our opinions of
absolutely
Wendy
not.
or what she thinks of me or Randy or Yaba. But we all have one thing in common when we look at you, and that's that you're killing yourself. So
Anyways, that's all very unpleasant.
there we go.
We're in January. It hasn't been super cold. We're coming into February. Let's get a puppy for Valentine's.
You want to do that?
No.
Let's get two.
Let's get 2 puppies.
That's what
It is. You're
That's
right,
what we
Chicky.
do. That's kind of the stuff that we do.
Yeah, but you want a bear, like a mix, or something
pit bull lab
rescued,
mix or
something
something like that.
rescued from that you can, that would be understandable, like your type of dog.
But not in this house, though.
No, not this house.
When we go get
but-
our other house, when we have a little bit, Sawyer's like, please, no.
He's like, don't do it, don't do it. He's
Stay around.
the one of the smartest dogs for a little dog that I've ever had. He knows if we're about to go somewhere, how we act. Like if we put shoes on or if we kick our shoes off, he knows we're not going to go anywhere.
He is very
He's
smart.
Very smart.
3 years old, 3.5, and he'll sit here like this, and he's staring. I wish we could. He's just sitting there staring at us, and he watches us over here on our little live stream area. And so when we say goodnight to everybody, when we leave this area, there is a couple of different options of how the rest of the night could go, and you know what we do, and keys in on it.
He keys in on it
pretty easily. Like
he's like, "Am I getting on the bed? Oh, not yet. Okay,
not yet.
And then he goes and lays.
I'm going to go over here and lay in this room while you guys go do that.
He's like, just give me a holla.
You know, if I get up from here and it's really late and I just go right over, yeah,
it's
he kind of knows. He gets it.
Shih Tzus are popular breeds. I'm discovering. So Jocelyn has one too. Jocelyn, does yours snap like? Does yours snap like that's what it's called, snap, right?
When they nip at you?
Yeah, a snap though is when they're.
Yeah, they do, and there's two parts of that question. My experience has been the males are a lot more mild-mannered. The female Shih Tzus are the ones that are real. They'll snap at you and they growl and bite and stuff like that. The males are usually pretty chill.
I don't know though. Backwoods Barbie's got one named Charlie, and Charlie was digging up the couch the other day, so she went to stop her, and you could him, and you could hear. And she's like, "Oh my God, he broke this."
He broke the skin.
She will try and fight pit bulls. She's such a.
That's this guy.
We say that he identifies as a bully breed.
He does. He's a bully breed. You cannot tell him what he is and what he isn't.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. It's like when we tell the breed at the vet, I'm like, well, by birth he's a Shih Tzu, but you're gonna want to put him as a bully breed.
Yeah,
because don't put him by.
Don't put and they're kind of like, what?
I'm like,
we're
just kidding. Yeah, they are. This one, okay, Sawyer's really cool. The breeder that he's from, and she's a reputable breeder, but she has certain things that she goes by when she which two she chooses to breed, and then from the second they're born, they're handled by humans almost constantly. And she even said like they're taught their manners or whatever. And you can kind of show, you know what I mean? Like you can kind of tell. Now she's bumped her prices up to $3,000. I was like,
Sawyer was a bargain.
It was only $1,000.
It was only.
We about had a heart attack when we paid it.
You guys sometimes mention.
Yes, Karen.
You guys sometimes mention his coloring. Come here.
Oh, you just triggered Jocelyn's dog with that squeaky toy.
See this? His coloring. Here, he's like, "Oh my God, you're showing me off again."
He goes, we're supposed to be solid brown.
It's like a chocolate color. His brothers were completely chocolate, no white, and they're like show dogs or whatever. He's not a show dog because he's got a bad underbite and he's got white patches in him.
Yeah, so. They go by two different things: teddy bear Shih Tzus, which means they're brown like little teddy bears, or it's chocolate. So when we were yeah, exactly. When we were asking what she had available and whatever, she said, "Well, I've got one. He's a little older, but a little older meant 10 weeks instead of 6 or 7
because he wasn't."
And then she was like, "He's got the brown, but he's got the traditional brown and beige or whatever." And I was like, "That's okay." And she was like, "Everybody wants the full chocolate with the light eyes." And I was like, "No, we just want one." What are you doing?
Petting him.
Oh, you're pushing. I thought you were gonna. It was pushing me off the chair. Oh. I paid at $1,800 in college, no less than English Bulldog. Those are pretty dogs too.
Remember when because we were in Galveston. We had gone down to Galveston for Christmas. It was, I think we got them on the 22nd, right?
Something like that, yeah.
So we decided that's what we were going to do for our Christmas, and before we spent with family. So the week before, we went to Galveston, and one thing about Mandi is she doesn't have to do it anymore because I know what she wants and when she wants it, just by how she usually explains it the first 1 or 2 times. But we were laying in our hotel, and she was like,
"Awesome.
Do you want a dog?" And we both agreed because of the financial situation at the time that
I sent that to myself.
If we're gonna get a Shih Tzu, now was the time, right? Just because it was Christmas, I said,
I know Houston's gonna have some ready.
Yeah, and it's like, you want me to look for it? And so she found this this where he was in Houston, which is halfway back to Austin.
Did
And because it was
research.
Christmas, because of what we had in the bank, there was no excuse really not to. So that's what we did. So on our way back to Austin, after we left Galveston, we picked Sawyer up on the way. And we were
Yeah.
already doing the channel, weren't we?
Yes.
We were already doing our channel, I think. Yeah, we had started that like in September or whatever.
I think so.
We did.
Okay. He was so cute and tiny. I need to get his little, when she brought him, he had his I Love Mommy t-shirt on. This lady, she knows. I mean,
Yeah, she knows how to
cute as
sell
can
it.
be, bathed, fluffy. And they're actually on Instagram, it's Your Divine Pup. And that's her. And you can watch the nursery of them playing and stuff. And
The thing is,
they're very socialized and very good. And she doesn't overbreed. She doesn't.
Mandi and I had been together we'd been dating for about 6 months, but we lived together for about 3.5. And so we're driving back and she's, and I'm still kind of going, well, if she wants too much or the dog doesn't, and I was making up these little excuses for, and the whole time. And then as soon as she opened up the back, she had like a whole back of like a Suburban. That was
And
just
it was all like a baby nursery.
like a baby nursery for him. And I'm like kind of bitching and whining, and we're walking up and she opens up the back and I saw him. He looked like a little guinea pig. And I was like, I didn't even see his face. I was like,
and then she was holding him and he was so excited. He goes, that's ours.
It's ours,
She
we'll
had
take it.
another one there too.
She brought
we
2.
didn't even look at it.
Nope.
We didn't even look at it. We were
That's what I
like,
brought.
we do not need to. And I'm glad we didn't, because we would have been like, well, let me go back to the bank. She's an Imperial Shih Tzu. She weighs 2 pounds, 2 ounces at 8 weeks today. Oh, how cute.
What did we notice about Sawyer on the way home?
Sawyer has big lips.
Yeah. So
It's something about the coloring and he's got just huge lips.
well, when he was little, he
Yeah, but he's bigger lips.
he grew into them, but he was just looking up at me like,
Are we talking about you?
and I was like, well, he's got big lips. And so I think you were driving or somebody was driving. We were driving back, and then about an hour later, Mandi goes, you're right.
He's got big lips.
He does. But
they're
he's our
adorable.
He's our Sawyer Brown right now.
Stitching Girl, we rescued this baby. His owners were drug addicts. Oh, that's sad. Check my... Okay, hold on 1 second. 1 second.
What happened?
Cool.
get
Adorable,
pictures.
Jocelyn.
Who was it that sent the pictures the other day? It was Stitching, right? That sent me the pictures. That sent us the pictures.
Trash Panda.
Trash Panda. That's right.
I have
Come here,
a
buddy. Come here.
Shorky, and he's... That's so cool. Whenever... There's a lot of people that must have females in, like, because when he's in the car with me, which he is most of the time, inevitably, one keeps forgetting that she's already asked me, but it happens time and time again. They see him and they go, male or female? And I'm like, he's male. And they're like, I have a female that I'm looking to. And I'm like, he's got no balls.
Yeah, and about every time we come to the drive-through,
You asked me the same thing. The last time I did it and I got up, she goes, oh, he's so... It's like, he's a boy, he's fixed.
You know what? I find that
Trying to pimp out her Shih Tzu.
there's a couple people that
Very cool, Justine.
comes into my work that I always start the same conversations with them, and they're like, "You do this every time." One guy's got a
How
cow
cute.
like the. Did you ever see my license plate that had the cross sabers? I think I had it on the Mustang. Remember, it was a Cav, United States Cavalry one. This guy has one on his truck. So whenever he comes pulling into our parking lot, I see it, and I'm like, "Who's got the Cav license plate?" The guy's like, "Me." For the 4th time, He's like,
Yeah, no.
But-
Khaki, you're so sweet. It says, I really don't mean this ugly, Mandi. You look so tiny. No more weight loss. God bless you. But I'm lost anyway.
we're gonna
Thank you for that.
we're gonna exercise.
You're in my will now. It has a bunch of animals and chickens, but that's about it.
You do look good though. I was watching.
you.
I don't ever like when I did vlogs on Tomahawk Sean channel. I would watch the replays and stuff like that, and whatever. I don't really watch our live playbacks, Mandi and I's, but last was a special occasion, right? It was like a gala of sorts, And so I listened to some of it, and Mandi looks so good. So good.
You look so good.
But I'll sit there like at lunch and I'll watch the playback on my phone and just I'm listening and watching Mandi do her thing.
Thank you, Kathy.
And just it reminds me of how lucky I am. I'm like, I am with that. I am with her. And yes.
And hopefully I'm as nice to you as I'm also good to you, right?
You are good to me.
We're good to each other.
I like I chuckle when you look around when
Oh, Khaki.
other people are pining for things to go after us about because we're really kind of boring. We'll wait and see what this freedom of information thing has to offer. If there's anything new, but sometimes they go after our, like they have no
Thank
chemistry.
you, Suzanne.
They're just they're not. They don't seem like they're good. They're comfortable together. They don't have any chemistry. It was like okie dokie.
And that was interesting because Al said that, right?
Yeah, it's like
before she used to say we did have chemistry.
yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't.
I don't know. I think she got a few viewers under her belt going live, and all of a sudden,
it's like, well, Sam doesn't like us, so Al needs to tailor her live streams a little bit.
I was going through my late phone and found a video I took of so nice.
We told you guys. I have a YouTube. I guess it's a troll account. I don't really use it as a troll account, but we used to send videos back and forth to each other, unlisted, like use those accounts to do it.
Khaki. Yeah, and I still have them on a playlist on my phone.
I have them on that. I mean,
but you had a couple others that I don't have the link to.
Oh, well, I'll have them somewhere.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, ones that you sent me, you mean?
Yes.
I mean, Mandi sent me a series of videos where she's walking through the Veterans Memorial Park.
I did do that.
And we hadn't met physically yet when you did that. I think it was before.
Yeah, because you and I went together when you got
right. And then one of the things, so she was sending me, she'd walk through this Veterans Memorial Park and vlog to me. And and then when we met up, we went together to the Veterans Memorial thing, and it was
and to the gyro shop bathroom.
Yeah, that's right.
I shot a little video for him. Not like dirty or anything. It was just we were having dinner.
And you know what the joke about it is that you had a little piece of gyro right there the whole time.
I did have it, but it was like because God forbid we go an hour without talking to each other. You know how new love is.
Khaki says ostrich can suck my feather.
I didn't realize that she had. I didn't even know that.
Everybody does. Everybody's got people that don't like them, and
no, but I mean that Al in particular.
Well, yeah. There's always a few people that a content creator doesn't appeal to. It doesn't matter who you are or whatever. But I think that as Owl has become more opinionated, when you become more opinionated about different things, you're going to draw the ire of other people. It's just what happens. You can't please everybody all the time.
No.
And I think in this situation, since she's sort of aligned with, there's a lot of other people that are like, no. So it just is.
I did, Karen, made sure nobody else could see it. I checked it over and over and over again. Khaki says, nobody likes me. Khaki also contributed money to Angela. And I don't know what the fallout was, but I do know that Angela said her response was, well, I'd pay her back.
But then she wouldn't have anything
to complain about.
She's
what an ungrateful witch.
Well, we mentioned it already one time in the chat. She just...
You're a good child, Khaki.
Because I'm pretty sure she'll tune into this because there's a whole group of people over there that tweet every little thing that we talk about here. And I even miss some of the stuff. They critique things that I don't think we said.
Right.
But Angela, it just... We had some stuff dropped in our lap about you, and it's like the audacity.
And nobody's ever gonna know.
No one's ever gonna know. Just shut your mouth.
It's like nobody's gonna know. This isn't any sort of extortion or anything like that.
That's right.
It's just you're not quite as stellar of a mom and citizen as you think you are. And
there was something.
how dare you judge me? How dare you judge Presley for what she does with her money. If you could be so blessed to be friends with Presley, it wouldn't have anything to do with the money. She's an amazing person. So
You could use the money and get your record expunged. Okay.
there you go.
There you go. That's
So
done.
and that's why I said this. I'm like, someone who talks about other people's money is trash. Someone who adds it together is a grifter. You equal both of those, my friend. And your conversation was with Arsenic Angel. It's probably you. I mean, because y'all talk all the time now. I'm over who Arsenic Angel is.
I've never cared, but what is
Don't count up our
interesting-
super caches. Don't. That's so tacky. That's
They're over in a conversation counting up, and I think who sent the screenshot? This Arsenic was like, how could they have had their best month ever?
Hey, Paula.
It's not what I said, but they were really, really concerned that we had a good AdSense month. It really bothered them. It's weird, dude. It is weird.
Yeah. Angela needs to get off taxpayers' money and get a job with that mouth. She could work.
Or at least a babysitter when she's not paying attention.
No, she can't be a baby. Oh, I thought you meant be a. I was like,
No, she needs a babysitter
with a
for
charge
whatever.
like that. She can't.
No.
Khaki, I'm the bad
Pretty
child
bad.
too, but only because my mother is Hispanic and they love their sons. The daughters are burdens. Well, I adore you, Jocelyn.
Both of y'all can come in here. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not around.
Don't forget to point at the camera
Oh yeah. Or clap at it.
when it comes back.
Yeah, right there.
Um,
Someone hates when I do that. They hate when I point at the camera.
and the thing is,
Tell you something right now, gangster. You ain't no gangster.
I know, wasn't it like something out of a thing yesterday? Everybody's live dragging everybody, but there's Trisha over there crying with her motivational speaker because a cat that she had for 12 hours.
And then Tam Tam is over on her live stream.
Going, someone look at me.
Behind, and she's like, well, I usually have more than 4 people.
Y'all have to, the train wrecks will have to start scheduling their things.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Jocelyn's good peeps. I think what really made me mad about it was Angela and Arsenic talking, and they, Angela's like, she's a very nice person, but I'd have to look at the actual screenshot.
Talking about
Presley.
Yeah.
And she said, but they don't have anything to do with her. I didn't send it to you, did I?
Yeah. I where did I see it?
Hey,
Someone else. Maybe I was looking at your.
Karen,
Twitter.
can you send that screenshot to Sean's phone? That one where it's the conversation with the Arsenic Angel and
The thing about, I don't know, maybe because I'm a guy.
I want to read it because it's shitty and I want to read it. But
Yeah, they I get a kick out of it when they're analyzing, when a troll account analyzes little things like that aren't, they're not really cringy. They're like the same thing that every content creator does, but they're bothered by it. It's
Very bothered.
It's weird to me. It's like, okay, what else can I do to piss them off,
yeah, we've pretty much seen it all. I'm waiting for it to come in, but I'll do it. Yeah, I don't like people to go for my friends. I don't like that, especially Presley. Presley's support for us is amazing.
And
how
it goes
she supports us
way beyond
financially.
YouTube.
That has nothing to do with why we love Presley. Nothing to do with it.
People that don't really have really good friends, deep-rooted friendships and relationships,
Yes.
they really can't. They can't relate. So
Presley
there
is
must
a beautiful person.
It must be some ulterior thing that, like our relationship, your relationship with Presley, must have a bunch of ulterior things that go on because they don't understand a deep relationship.
No.
Because
They're always waiting for that other shoe to fall. You know what I mean? Like the other one will never deal with that level of low-lying cons. Presley is a good human, period. Absolutely. There's just
you know what
so
I'm saying,
many
Paula?
facets.
I know what you mean. It's like people, and I got
There
it.
it is.
And I was with somebody that I couldn't really have a deep relationship with because like I said, it's like swimming in a bathtub, shallow, confining, and awkward. But when you get out of that and you're allowed to like reconnect with your family and friends that you had really, deeper than normal friendships and relationships with, and you can start doing that again. You start to look at how people that focus their lives on social media and the tweets, they're like, they don't even know this person or they don't like this person. And it's like, they can't relate. They can't really take a relationship that they have with anybody and consider that maybe you have a relationship with somebody that's as deep and profound as theirs or as loving and close as theirs, because they don't have that. They can't, so they don't know. They can't compare it.
The first Arsenic Angel kicked it off saying,
You got it?
Can this one ever write a coherent statement? I recall one night in ATX.
She's talking about Presley here. She's going.
Not
Yes,
yet.
she is. Yes, she
Okay.
is.
In ATX and Tomahawk Sean, when Presley was making no sense, they were trying to blow it off like she had been working a lot and needed to rest. That bitch was either drunk or pilled up, or maybe she took her Ambien.
You guys know,
Then-
everybody that's ever in our chat knows that Presley's almost always at work.
And so what it had said was, I said, Sam and Yaba can kiss my ass. Well, who was this one? Like, I mean, who? Presley said it.
Presley
Okay.
left that chat in
Presley
our-
said, Sam and Yaba can kiss my, I can't see the whole thing. I'm sure they deserve a Summer's Eve douche. I can't read the whole thing. Anyway, Presley said that. So then, I don't think this is the one I wanted. Where's the one where Angela responded to it? Do you have that one? Maybe she sent the other one. Hold on. The one where Arsenic's in the middle and then Angela's on either side. Anyway, the long of the short of it is, and it might even be on my Twitter, it was like Angela had added up how much we got in super chats.
Yeah, that
the
was
other day.
weird.
And
she added it up, I
added
guess.
it up.
Which means she had to watch stream.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, how tacky is that? If you sneeze, they'll say drugs and blood. Yeah, that was another thing they were saying. Angela was like, are you inebriated? You said I have a daughter. You know I have a son. Yeah, okay, typo, fair enough. But I don't have a record.
So close. I'm so close, but we found out about you, Angela.
It's a little bit. That's why you might have been a little bit even more upset about the fact you couldn't find your kid.
Well, what?
Can't find him at 8. You got to find him at 3.
You're 3 years old
Okay.
is when someone else told you
He's
that you had
8.
to take care of your kid.
So
That you couldn't drive when. Anyway.
I don't know where the other. What upsets me is a mother with multiple charges of. See, there you go, Khaki. Khaki put it on out there.
Khaki put it on out there.
So while you're pretending
While
to be holier than thou,
a doting mother, it took you about 5 years after you got. Well, what happened?
okay.
What
So
happened?
Khaki says what upsets me. Angela is a mother with multiple charges of DUI while trying to drag others, one of which the child was in the car.
That's right. So there it is. Khaki put it out there for you. Mm-hmm. Child endangerment. You can't drive under the influence with your 3-year-old in the back seat because they'll get you and they'll put it on your record. And guess what they do in YouTube? They find out.
Exactly. I don't know what the hell this means. Sparky Spark says, well, and I think it's supposed to say well, but it was well and wheel. But it's well. I'm talk of super chats now. Why am I in on all this? I would get some sleep.
Yeah, whoever that is better.
Maybe take a nap because I don't know what that means.
I'm talk super chats now. Why am I in on all this? Sparky Sparks.
This is why I regret
somebody-
donating to her. Her about
Did
not
Sparky
having-
Sparks, was she meaning to come in as somebody else?
I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot
Yeah.
of sense. I guess we'll let that one go. Khaki said, this is why I regret donating to her. Not about helping post-bond Angela.
Whoa.
Angela, I would quit thinking that your shit don't stink.
Because it's not just us here, it's these people in the chat that
Yeah, while you're going
Where's your
around.
girls? Where's your who's got your back, Angela? Let's see.
Luckily, now that he's 8, she can
Yeah.
find him a little easier
Well, I
than
mean,
3.
because I knew when she got caught, he was 3. When she caught these charges, her son was 3. So he wasn't going up to 7-Eleven then. Hopefully, he needed to go by himself because apparently she was driving him there when she shouldn't have been. But yeah. So it's two. We're talking about 2 whole different incidents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Presley, were your
girl.
ears burning? No, we were just saying, someone made a comment earlier, like about how Angela added up how much money that you give us in super chats and put that in a tweet, as well as
So that we don't really treat you
we
very
don't
well.
treat you very well, especially when we're not on. And I guess you're the only one that would be able to verify that. But I was saying how tacky and trashy it is to add up people's super chats and to remember who's giving them. Presley can give money to whoever she wants. She works
Really,
hard.
I really don't think Presley cares.
Oh
What
no, I don't
says.
think she gives a shit. But she said what's up, so I was just telling her that. Yeah. Angela and Arsenic are all about tallying up the money because
But the thing about them is
we love you, Presley, by the way.
we do. The thing about those two is they watch us in depth. They take little. I remember like when I was doing YouTube
Sawyer, come back out.
years ago, and people would call me out like if I was watching a stream or something like that, and I said, "Why do you say this?" or "Why do you say that?" People would just say,
Hey, Miss Christie.
people would say, "You know everything about the stream," and they were right. I mean, I can genuinely say when Sam and Yaba and a bunch of other when they do their live streams, I don't know a single thing that's happened in them.
I don't.
I don't know the words because it would just probably make me mad. But they watch.
The only thing I did get a soundbite where they said, well, Moon Bear's, thank you, Moon Bear's husband may be a cuck, but Sean is too.
Really?
I'm like, but I don't, he doesn't watch me go get off on other people.
I mean, Mandy's not off.
Maybe a simp.
Maybe, but
Thank you, Karen.
and if you're talking about my prior relationship, I'm not in it. Moon Bear's old man is still there after all this has happened. I mean, but
Okay.
how is I'd like anybody to show how anything that Mandy's done with anybody else with my knowledge or with me, because the definition of it would be I don't think you do that. You don't do that, babe, do you? No.
I'm going to tell you what this says, though. Okay, so she said, when Sean said they make more money on YouTube last month than ever, my thought was, that's because it's from Presley. And then Angela said...
And just to clarify that, I didn't say it was the most that we ever made, ever. Any of y'all that watched us 2 or 3 years ago when we were in Texas, when we had much better numbers, we had good months every month. I said this was the best month that we had in 2022 or 2023.
Sawyer. And then, so her response was, talking about Presley, she sent $200 just a few days ago and pretty much sends $50 every live stream. Bitch, why do you care?
She's watching that? How do you know that, Angela?
Because she's a grifter, and that's what grifters do. She's so hyper-focused on things that don't matter.
Angela, we need to hire her to freaking do our taxes if she knows that much.
Oh, she ain't that bright.
No.
And inability to regulate your emotions does not make one an empath. I don't even know what the hell that means because I can't see what's underneath it. But ATX and Sean, we're having trouble hiding whatever's between them last night's stream. I don't even know when that is.
What were we hiding?
Arsenic Angel's like a bitch.
It's
got to be a girl.
Really,
she's very invested.
No, yeah.
And
I can't imagine being invested in somebody else's chat that way. That's crazy.
I can't believe. I mean, so Angela,
I mean, I'm a little bit flattered that they spend so much that one spends so much attention picking us apart. But wow, man, why don't you concentrate on things that you enjoy doing? Yeah. I couldn't imagine, spending all day tweeting.
Yes, ma'am, Presley.
Watching somebody that I don't like and making comments about them. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Presley is one of the kindest people to come out of the situation,
This is true.
out of the woodwork. And I tell her this all the time. Of course, she blesses us financially. I take her support that she gives. We talk on the phone, her advice, her laughter, that to me is the essence of who she is. We talk about Elvis together. We talk about all kinds of things. I'm sorry that you guys don't have a friend like that.
Yeah, and don't get it. You guys don't get it.
That's just my point. Like, is she still really still obsessed? I thought she filed for divorce. I don't know who you're talking about. If you're talking about Sam, no, she hasn't.
Marilyn's been in here a time or two. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So Karen makes a really, really good point. I don't even make sense out of that. Says what she likes to do, Sean, is brag about how much money she spends on her son. And let me add this in and then we'll finish. On fireworks, virtual reality headsets, etc., while asking the DC for money.
Two things.
I'm still waiting for your friends with deep pockets to serve me.
That's right. I couldn't believe what we found out.
No, it's cool. They're divorced. Sean and Trish have been divorced for almost 3 years.
You said
Yes.
you started this. It was a tweet. It was on Twitter between this. There's Arsenic Angel who looks like she watches everything we do. It looks like she watches our streams pretty in depth. Which
Angela Presley. Angela started it. Go ahead.
But both of them, Angela, it's just when I look on Twitter and I see that stuff, I'm like, I have to like go through our chat to figure out when it was.
Yeah.
Hey, next time you guys talk about what we say and do, can you put a time hack in there so that I can reference it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like that's who it was, Presley. They like added up the super chats and went back and forth about that we are not good friends when you're not on giving money. Shit they don't know nothing about.
Right.
They're just jealousy. I used to drink. Yes, Angela Presley. I used to drink while watching The Beast during COVID, then woke up. I'm turning into this. No.
I'm turning into the what?
The Beast. She said, I used to watch. Hold on. It said, I used to drink while watching The Beast during COVID, and then I woke up and was like, I'm turning into this. No way. And yes, Presley, that's the one that did it. She's it's just repetitive and repetitive.
But hopefully
and repetitive.
hopefully she'll stop now. I mean, damn.
I mean, hopefully. Nobody's perfect. You're certainly not, Angela.
Wow.
ATX stands for Austin, Texas.
Yeah. It's really kind of an interesting story.
Not Angela taking Xanax. That's often misunderstood.
That's what people thought it was?
Yeah, they think
Really?
No. I'm just being a bitch. It's Austin, Texas.
You got me on that one. Normally I know.
I didn't say duh. Did I say duh?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I usually try not to say, oh, maybe Sean said duh.
I might have said
Yes, I love doubt. Whoa. We're switching subjects here. Why? Let me see.
I know, Presley. It's not. It's just she said, why is it a crime to be kind? They're having this obsession with our streams. They do not like that we're starting to grow a little bit.
Presley helped Angela.
I know. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
She turns on everybody that's helped her eventually. It does appear.
Jostling had a very bad dinner.
It used to be for some of these troll accounts that they would take shots at us and this and that. But when you start to grow a little bit and people start to come in your chats and stuff like that, they start picking you apart. They start watching everything you say. It's crazy.
Yeah, I vouched for Angela with both Karen and Loretta, and I was like, she's good peeps. She's a little bit
Erratic.
all over the map sometimes, but she's a sweet girl, a sweet lady, and Boy, was I wrong.
She freaking took that and flushed it down the toilet.
Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, but my throat is all dry.
I'm gonna say.
You have something for that?
Something
No. Did we cover everything?
I think we
right,
did.
Jeremy's mom. Exactly.
Little did we know. lot that we know now. But,
yeah, no, you're good. If you have no issues with her, then you are welcome to be friends and still come in here. That's not a problem.
It's not a problem with that. It's just that you should just maybe get in her ear and tell her just to kind of lay off of us a little bit. Because meanwhile, back at the ranch.
That's just it. That's just.
You ready to go, babe?
Nobody wants either mug shots galore. Okay, when you said she was sweet, but she's kind. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I said she was sweet, but she's kind of messy and needy. That's what I said.
Something like that.
Okay. Well, we are gonna go.
When did Miss Christie come in? She's been in the whole time.
She's been in for a good 10 minutes or so.
Hey, Christy.
DC, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, she's the one. Yeah.
Mods, thank you. I know it is sometimes not a fun job. We appreciate each and every one of you. Presley,
we do.
It does hurt, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it does hurt.
Yeah.
She put it right out on Twitter.
It's right there.
Right out on Twitter or whatever. And call me after we get off, okay? I don't want you to feel sad. That's just who she is. That is just who she is.
We good?
Yeah, I don't like people hurting my friends.
Yeah, it sucks.
I don't like that. I don't like that. And these are my friends.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. We will see you tomorrow night. It'll be Thursday. And we'll go from there. I'm going to make some very shitty artwork. And I want you guys to buy it.
And don't worry about postage because it's only like $2 or $3.
It's only like 75 cents.
Yeah, 75 cents or something.
Anyway, Presley, I'm right here. If you want to call me. That's who she is. Okay, have a good night, y'all.
Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.